having a problem because my camera doesn't seem to want to rotate anymore. I don't know quite what's happening. I will be with you. I'll try again. I've tried... Oh, this silly machine. Right, here we go. Here we go. I'm nearly there. Let me see. There we go. Right, let's see if this will work. Hello Anna, thanks for watching. I'm not sure why, but the camera obviously is decided it doesn't want to work properly. So here's the card that I've made. I'm going to show you. I'm going to make it in a different colour. I've got everything prepared ready. I'm using the Pansy Patch. It's the whole thing really. I'm using this sentiment for this. I'm not using any of the stamps, I'm just using the dies that come with it. I have done a card with all the different with using the stamps, but I just thought I saw this, I don't know whether I've got it, I think I've sent it to somebody. Clever clogs. No, I haven't. I think I must have sent it already. So I can't show it to you. But never mind. These are the dies that come with it, and what I've done, I've cut out all the pieces ready. I used the dies set that comes with it. Here's all the different dies. I've used this one, and I kept one of those, two of these, and then this is the little stalk for the little bud, and I've kept one of those, one each, or two each of these, one in green and one in white, and this is the little flower head and the little cap that sort of goes over it, so, more, so you can see sort of two petals. These are the little centres. It cuts out 3 and I've only used 2 of those. And then this is the little dark patch that goes, it cuts the dark patch out that gives it this sort of, I think it looks like a face. So those are all the different dies that I've used for this video. I'll show you all the pieces now. There are other ones I've used. You can, if you wanted to cut out the leaf, and then you can use these to overlay them. So you can cut one in one colour and one in another to give you a contrast there. You've got the different parts of the flower. You can cut just the outside of the flowers. You can cut the petals. So there's lots of different dies that you can use for that. Obviously, if you haven't got a die cutting machine, you won't want the die set. But I just thought, I saw a stamp, I saw a card that had been made. It was very similar to this, and I wanted to have a go to see if I could recreate it. It's not exactly the same, but it's along the same sort of lines. So you can get a similar effect with the stamp set, but if you just want to use, so you could use this one with a smaller image. But I just thought it would be nice to have a go to just use the dies for today. So this is what we're going to end up with, and these are all the pieces. I've used a piece of the In Colour Designer Series paper in the Fresh Freesia, I think it's, yeah, Fresh Freesia it's called. And what I did, because I'm not going to see the whole piece, I used my punch and I've punched out a shape from that, which is going to be back in my sentiment. So that's going to go on there. The piece of white card will go over the top, so you won't see the whole. So hopefully that makes a bit of sense. I've cut this one a little bit smaller, the white piece smaller than the one I did on the other card, just so that you could see a bit of the pattern a bit more. So that's what I've done with that, so those can be stuck together. This I'm going to cut in half, and I'm cutting it in half with along where the flat sides are, so it'll be across this way, and that will go either side of the other shape that I cut, so that it'll go like that. So that's that bit done, and these are all the pieces. So I've got 2 of the top leaf petals, then you've got the bottom petals, and then these are the 2 pieces that go together. You'll see them better once they've been coloured. And then you've got the green leaves and the white leaves, and then that's the stalk that goes over the top of that flower. Here's my little centre, and that's my little the dark one that goes there. Okay, so we can get together and start putting it together. Now I've used blender pens, but blending brushes, but you can use any brushes, or if you've got the little these finger blenders, can't remember, sponge daubers, that's it. Oh, my mind's gone blank, but this one's been used for something else, so I can't use that one, and I haven't got any free ones at the moment. I need to send for some more, so I'm using the brushes instead. But if you've got the finger daubers, you can use those. So I'm just going to, I've just put this one, attach this to my card. I've cut it so that the card is supposed to be a 6x6, but it is a little bit smaller than that. So I've cut the first layer to 5.5 by 5.5, and then this piece is 5 and this one's 5 by 5, because I wanted to show a bit more. The one I did with this background, this one was 5.25 square. So the only thing I forgot, I haven't done, is I haven't embossed the background. So there's my ink pad. Let me just take this out of the way. So get my brush. I'm just going to emboss this quickly, so it might be a bit noisy. Hopefully it won't be too noisy. So I'm just putting this inside my embossing folder, and I'm just run it through my embossing machine quickly. When you use an embossing folder, always make sure the open end goes in last, so the hinge side goes in first. That just means that you won't break your embossing folder. So I'll just do this quickly, well, as quickly as it will. Here we go. Yeah, stopped. Right. The embossing folder I'm using is called the Old World Paper 3D embossing folder, so it's quite a thick embossing folder. And it gives a nice, well, like paper. Old paper sort of feel to it, and texture. So that is now going to go on there. Yeah, there we go. So I will attach this. You do have to be careful sometimes when you've used an embossing folder, because sometimes it can catch a bit on my, well, I did with the last one I did, it did catch a little bit on the tape pen and it ripped the paper at the back, but it was fine because it was at the back, and so it shouldn't be a problem. So that's my background done. Now for the sentiment. And last time I used the what's it called, the polished pink, but for this one I'm going to use the fresh freesia. I'll just clean this off a second, just in case it makes it a funny colour. There we go. I am going to, whoops, put, where did I put it? Oh, isn't any? I'm going to take this piece of white away, just in case I get any ink all over it. I've got a piece underneath that I can use, so here we go. Let's have a look at this now. So I'm going to use this, stick that up, put that there, wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. I've got some sticky stuff all over my fingers. Great. Right, so that is now going to go with that behind it. So I'm going to put a little bit of my tape pen just across here and across there, and then this, whoa, I don't want it there, will go just set that up. So we've got a small amount showing above and below the label. There you go. And some more tape on the back. I'm just using this tape pen because it's a bit quicker, but you can use double-sided tape, tearing tape. You can use the stamp and seal, but I've got this one to hand, so I'm using this one. So that's going to go there. There we go. Now I'm going to colour the petals, so I'm going to colour that, and those two, and I'm going to use well, I was going to use the brush that I used on the other one, which I cleaned off, and I've put it somewhere again. Right, so I will use this purple one instead. So I'm going to put some colour onto the brush and going to colour around the edges of the flower petals. I like the way that you get a much darker colour right on the edge. With the pink one, after I'd put it together, I decided that I wanted it to be a little bit darker again, so I used the coordinating marker pen, and I went around the edges just with the marker pen, but I'm not sure I'll do that with this one. See how I get on with this in a minute. This brush is a little bit bigger than the one I used for the other colour. I don't know where I put it. So I can't use it. There we go. So that's the bottom petals. There you go. And then do the same thing with these top petals. Hopefully everything's still going okay. to sort out a problem with the video, because I don't like this. It's in portrait mode at the moment and I can't get it to go onto landscape. I hope you can hear me, sorry. Try and speak a little bit louder. I don't know. I think I can't see any comments or anything because my iPad has decided it can't see the internet, so I can't check that. Just want to try and make sure the edges are nice and dark. I'll show you another way of possibly doing this, is if you just dab the sides into the ink pad. It's not going to damage the ink pad. I suppose if you did it a lot it would, but you see it's just made the edges a little bit darker. But you won't be able to get into the centre of the bottom set of petals doing it that way, because obviously you can't get into the middle. You can only go around the outside, and because of the shape of it, because this shaped, you won't be able to get around. That's why if you used the marker pens you would be able to. There you go. So that's darkened those a bit more, you see. So I'll do the same thing with the edges of the smaller petal. I think I saw somebody doing something like this and they had some gloves on so that they didn't get the ink all over their fingers, because if you have to hold them like this, you could put them down and do it, but then you wouldn't get, if you're using a big brush like this, you're not going to get such a detailed, just on the edge. It will cover a bit more of the petal. And when you've only got a small shape, you want it just on the edges. Then if you're using a finger dauber, it probably would be okay as well. Probably get a better result with a finger dauber. There we go. And I'm just going to pop that one in. There we go. Going to get this all over my fingers. There we go. So that's that done. Now for the green, I'm using garden green because it matches my card that I've got that I was using. Whoops. And when I did the other card, I did the green leaves as well as the white leaves with the green. Just think it just also helps to make these stand out a little bit as well and gives them a bit of shading. Again, you don't have to do this. I mean, what you could do is you could always stamp them out, and then you could colour them in the same way if you just stamped the outline of the shape. Let me just see. Whoops. You haven't really, if you did it there with that one, if you did a very pale colour and then you could cut around it, do it yourself, and you could do the same thing with the leaves. So it's up to you how you want to do these. Again, I'm just going to do the edges, but I'm going to go in a little bit further because I want a bit more. I don't want the leaves to be white, because they're not going to ever be white, but you can have some that are a bit darker than others. So I'm just going to give it a little brush over as well. So there we go, there's that one. And then for the smaller leaf, just do this one quickly, and then we can start putting it all together. And again, just a light bit. There we go. And then final leaf. Hopefully you can see this okay. And those are the leaves done. Right, put this away for now. Just going to wipe my fingers just to make sure I haven't got any colour on them. So now we're going to try and put these all together. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use a bone folder. You could use a pencil or a scissors. I used my fingers for when I did the other card. If you've got some embossing pens or something, you can, and you've got a mat, you can use that. So that's what I've done, just shaping the leaf a little bit, the petals, not leaf. So, and I want this to go that way so that it comes out a little bit. So I'm going to do these to go under, okay, so that this petal to go under, and then this one I'm going to turn over because I want it to go up, so it'll be shaped a little bit differently like that. These I'm not going to shape. These just a little bit on the edges. There we go. So those are all shaped. Don't need that. Okay, right, now we can start to put them all together. I'm going to make the flower up first. So to do that, I'm going to use nothing in there. My glue. I'm just going to put a little blob of glue there on the petal, and I'm going to put that there like that, and just hold it for a second. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to put that there like that, and I'm going to hold that again for a minute or two. I've lost my little dark. Oh, here it is. Whew. So he's going to go in there. Just put some glue on the back of this. Just a small amount, don't want too much. He's going to go there, hold that one, and then this little shape is going to go in the middle. Could do with it tweezers to do this little bit. It's a little bit fiddly, especially with the glue on my fingers now. It wants to stick to me rather than the card. So there we go, and there's our flower. So that's the larger flower. Now for the smaller flower, I'm going to put a small blob there, don't a lot, and this is going to go over the top, so that's stuck there onto that, and then I'm going to put some glue on the back of this, and that will go there over the top of that. So I made my 2 flowers, and I don't need to make any more of the leaves, so now we can start putting them, adding them to the card base. So here we go. I'm going to put that about there in the middle, so I'm just going to put some glue there. I don't know yet, but I might put some dimensionals underneath the leaves just to hold them up a little bit, but I will see what this looks like first. I'm going to put this so that it goes behind, and I'm going to put some glue on the back of the flower and a little bit at the bottom of the leaf and a little bit up there, and so that's going to go behind there like that. And now I'm just going to arrange the leaves. So the one leaf I'm going to put, and the other reason I didn't stick the petals right down is that I've got the chance to stick this there. I'm going to put one of these on this side underneath. Of these under there, and a little one just under that petal there, and there we have the card. So that is what I wanted to do today. I'm not sure if hopefully everything's all sorted. Hello Janie, I think it is as well. Hello Anna. Right, so there's the card, and here's the other colourway that I did earlier. I think it looks nicer with a larger border around it, and there's the 2 different ones. So I hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully I'll get back live again soon, and I will sort out my camera a bit better. Thanks for joining me today. If you want any of these products, there are some lovely papers that match this as well. They're double-sided, and you can use the dies to actually cut the flowers out with as well. So these can be cut out with the dies, and the leaves can. There's some lovely backing papers that you can use them as backing papers, as well as just using them as a focal point on your card. And they've got some lovely sort of plain backs, well, not plain, but they're not going to distract from the images if you use those in the backgrounds as well. So, but for that one I decided to use, for these cards I decided to use the in colour papers, and these are all going to be new soon in the new catalogue that will be out very shortly, and hopefully everybody will be able to get hold of these lovely images and make some beautiful cards with them. Thanks for joining me. You can find me obviously on Facebook, but you can also find me on YouTube. I can't seem to be able to download the videos at the moment. I don't know quite why, but it's not working for me. So I can't put my Facebook lives on there, but you can find them on Facebook obviously. I'm also on Instagram. If you've got any questions, you can email me, or you can leave comments below. And if you want any of the products, they come out the new catalogue comes out, I think it is on the 5th of May. Yeah, 6th of May. No, 4th of May. I'll get it right in a minute. The 4th of May. And so it's not long to wait now. And you'll be able to find all of that on my online shop at triciascardsandcraft.stampinup.net. Okay. Again, thanks, as I said, thanks again for joining me today, and hopefully you enjoyed the cards that I've made, and very soon you'll be able to make them yourselves. Thanks again. Bye for now.